Hi guys, I'm Madison, and in these videos I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I cook and eat as a vegan, and with that, hopefully I can give you guys a good idea of some of the things that you can eat whether you're vegan or not. So before I begin cooking, I'll just introduce myself a little bit. I'm 19 years old. Right now I live in between New York and soon London, and I've been signed with Fog Management and Wilhelmina Denver for like 5 years now. When I was 16 years old, I was able to travel to China for 3 months and model there. And in the next summer, I went to Taipei, Taiwan for another 3 months. Both of those experiences and opportunities were literally life-changing. Obviously, it was a really great work experience in terms of modeling because the markets there for models are really busy. After Taipei, I got signed in New York City with Fenton Models, and once I graduated high school, I moved to New York City right away and have been living and modeling there ever since, which is now, it's been just a little bit over a year. So my goal with these videos is, first of all, to show you guys how to cook delicious food, period. It's going to be delicious. It will also just happen to be healthy, and it'll also happen to be vegan. Today we are making an eggplant hummus bowl. What we're gonna need is eggplant, some tomatoes. I have these heirloom cherry tomatoes, but you can use whatever tomatoes you have or you like. Fresh lemon juice from a fresh lemon. Some chili flakes. I have both regular chili flakes and these gochugaru chili flakes, which are used in kimchi. They're like a little bit sweeter. I like both and I use both, but you can use whichever. Fresh garlic. Cannellini beans for our hummus. You can use chickpeas if you have them, or whatever white beans you want. I use cannellini because they're delicious and creamy. We have cilantro and green onion. Tahini. Tahini is just ground sesame seeds, so it's like peanut butter, but with sesame seeds. Maple syrup, some olive oil, salt, and pepper. All right, first things first is the eggplant. We're gonna slice this in half. Save the other half for a later meal. We're gonna have it, quarter it, and then eighth it, so we get these nice little eggplant spears. A lot of people don't love eggplant because it can be a little bit bitter, or it can be a little bit soggy depending on how you cook it. To solve that, what we're gonna do is put our eggplant in a little glass container, and we're gonna salt our eggplant. What salt does when foods are high in water content is the salt helps draw out the water in the food itself, which is what makes it bitter sometimes. After these are salted, we're just gonna set them aside for 5 minutes-ish while we prepare our hummus. So we need our beans. This is about half a cup of beans. Explanation for the fact that I'm putting them in a cup right now. Because I travel a lot, I don't have the capability of carrying a blender with me in my suitcase all the time, right? So I have this hand blender. I travel with it all the time because I blend things. I make my own hummus. It can work with like smoothies and stuff. Hummus usually has beans, lemon, olive oil, and tahini. So that is what we are going to do today. You need about, I'd say, a teaspoon of tahini, some lemon juice. Just squeeze it right in. Next, maple syrup. I like adding maple syrup a little bit to my hummus to give it a nice sweet flavor. And when you add some, probably like half a teaspoon. So we have some lemon, tahini, maple syrup, olive oil. I'd say another half teaspoon. You don't have to use too much because the cannellini beans are creamy. And of course, some salt. So I'm gonna blend these with my hand blender. have our hummus. It's nice and creamy, thick, super delicious. Okay, we are gonna start with our garlic. What we're gonna do today with this bowl is make them our little pop of flavor, and it's like a garnish, right? So we're gonna slice them thinly, and then we're gonna saute them in a little bit of olive oil, and then use them as a garnish so you get a nice bite of fried garlic in every bite. So now we have garlic like this. We're gonna get our pan, put a little bit of olive oil in it. I would say about a teaspoon. The garlic is not even gonna soak all of it up, it just needs something to cook in. We're gonna heat this up on medium-high for like 30 seconds, and then we're gonna put the garlic in. The reason we're heating our oil in the pan first is so that the oil will be hot when we put the garlic in, so that the garlic fries right away. If we put the garlic in while it's cold, it'll just soak up the oil first and not get really crispy. I'm gonna bring it over here so you can see. It already smells so good. Okay. And this will cook quickly, so you're just gonna stir it, put it over heat, and they'll brown. So as you can see, they're starting to get a little brown, a little golden. We're gonna cook them until they're all completely golden brown. So those are done. That took about 2 minutes, I don't know. But it doesn't matter the time. You just wanna make sure they're golden brown, like this. All of the pieces like that. And once they're done cooking, you need to take them out of the pan and into a little cool jar like this, so that they can cool off and get crispy. Now that those are done, we're gonna wipe off our eggplant so that we remove the bitter liquid. While we're doing this, actually, we're gonna put a little olive oil into our eggplant pan. Probably like a teaspoon, you really don't need that much, just so that the eggplant gets crispy-ish, like brown. And we're gonna heat this on medium just while we're drying off our eggplant. Now that these are dry, and I think our oil is ready, we're gonna layer them in the pan and make sure that each eggplant has a whole side touching the pan. So you might need a bigger pan depending on how much eggplant you used. We're gonna layer them in so that they're all touching. You want them on medium-high heat, and you're gonna put the eggplant there, leave it there, don't touch it, for like probably 4 minutes, or until one side is browned and nice and golden. While the eggplant is cooking, let's prepare our garnishes. We are going to slice these tomatoes in half. Okay, we have our tomatoes. For garnish, we want some green onion. You're just gonna mince these. We have our green onions, cilantro. I just like to take a chunk of the cilantro and slice it like this. Okay, let's check on our eggplant again. So these are ready to be flipped. As you can see, they're nice and golden. So we're gonna cook them on the other side for probably the same amount of time, like 5 minutes, but covered so that they steam inside and that they cook all the way through. When you flip them, salt and pepper. All right, we're gonna check on our eggplant, and it's done. So you can see they're lightly charred on the outside. When you touch them, they're like soft, which means they're all cooked. Now we can work on plating. First, you're gonna take your hummus. You could also do this in a bowl. I just like a plate, again, for the aesthetic of it. Just dollop it on there. Kind of spread it in a nice circle. Layer your eggplant on it. It smells so good, guys. Oh my God, I'm hungry. Next, we're gonna layer our tomatoes. All right, our green onion, kind of just sprinkle it on there. Same with the cilantro. I love herbs because they give really good flavor. Same thing with the garlic, it's for the like intensity of flavor. Okay, our garlic. They're so crispy. They're like little garlic chips now. Make sure to sprinkle them all over. Last, we have our chili flakes. Sprinkle them on. And our gochujara flakes. Sprinkle those on. And that's it. Our eggplant, cannellini bean, garlicky, tomatoey, herby hummus bowl. Let's taste it. Get some garlic in there, some hummus. Yeah, that's delicious. All right, bye guys. Thank you for cooking with me.